Hello and welcome back to the world of Power Query. This is Trisha Jatyani, and today I'm going to take you through the formulas that you can add to Power Query. So there are some basic and important formulas that will help you run your Power Query easily and make some changes that you require. By now, you must have realized that Power Query is a great feature in Excel and that helps you automate and simplify your data transformation. While you can do a lot with Power Query without even creating a code or writing a code, unlike VBA. When your requirements grow and when it becomes advanced, that is the time when you have to start touching the code and see if any changes is required in the code or any more formulas that needs to be tweaked in order to get your desired result. Now we will today learn what is the coding in Power Query or how do you write a formula in Power Query. In Power Query, you can actually write a code and that code is called as the M code. But that M code is automatically picked by the Power Query through the steps that you save or the steps that you perform inside the Power Query editor window. We are going to see is how you can do a couple of basic or simple formulas that you want to add to Power Query, how you can perform that. Let's say I have an example here where I have the first name and the last name given to me. I need to combine this first name and the last name into the third column and get the result. Now this can be easily done by using the concatenate function in Excel. However, in Power Query, you do not have a concatenate as a function, but you can use an ampersand, which is this sign to get your or merge your data together. Now, how does that work? Let's move ahead and see. I'm going to go on and data from table or the range and click on OK because my table has a header. So I click on that. Takes me to the Power Query editor window, and in this window I will start collating the data or collecting the data, combining the first name and the last name and get the result in the third column. We will also see that how you can only download the third column and remove both the columns, which we have already seen, but just in case you are not aware how you can actually make your data look better. I'm going to change the name of the table to saying concatenate. Now, for some reason, it has automatically picked up the third column also that you can see here in the table. I'm just going to remove it as of now and say I just need these two columns. We'll change it later on when we go back. But this is the first two columns that you have. I need to merge them. How will I merge them? I'll go on to add columns and under the add column option, I will say custom column, and in the custom column, I will add the first name and the last name using the ampersand as my workaround for the concatenate. So I'll call this as the full name as my new column name, and I'll say first name, which I'll double click on the first name from the available columns, go to this Power Query or this equal to window again or the formula window again, say ampersand. I need a space between the first name and last name, so I'll put a inverted commas with the space. It will automatically take the close inverted commas, and then I'll say ampersand last name. Once I've done this, you can see that it says no syntax error have been detected. That means your formula is right. I can just click on OK and it will, you can see that it has added a new column with the first name and the last name or the full name already added. Now I can delete or remove the columns, that these two columns, the first name and the last name, and just remove column and load only the full name. What will happen is next time if I have an updated data, it will automatically take the source as the updated data, which will be first name and the last name in the two different columns. Then it will run the step of adding the custom column and then remove the first two columns. So as simple as it is data that you're going to get.
Congratulations on completing the business dashboard using Excel course. Ready to elevate your career? Join our postgraduate certificate in data science and AI and gain exclusive benefits like a complimentary Python programming bootcamp, 7 plus case studies, dedicated student support, and access to our job opportunities portal. Don't miss out on this chance to transform your career. Invest in yourself today and join our program. Click on the link in the description to enroll now and take the next step in your career journey.
And now you can see that it will add that new data onto a new sheet automatically because I just said close and load, and you got the new data on the new sheet. So simple as that, you've just done a concatenate in this list. Now let's look at another function that you can do when it comes to using the add column option. There is one more basic function that you can actually perform, which is called as the if function. Now, how do you perform an if function or if formula inside the Power Query? Again, I'm going to go on to the database, but okay, first let's understand why are we doing the if function. If you look at the database, it says I have the chain from where the sale has been done, order date, sales representative, category, and the sales given to me. Now, I need to identify wherever the sale is more than 15,000, the commission has to be given to all the employees as 15% of the commission. Now, first thing that I will need to do is I will have to create a pivot in order to get the data, that is all the names together and their total sale that they have done. I have this pivot already ready. I'm just going to copy this, put it on a new sheet, and I will use that new data which I have, I'm going to paste it as a value. And the data that I have right now, this is the names of the representatives, and this is the sales or the sales amount. Now I'm going to use this new data that I have for my Power Query. So I will go on to data, say from table or the range. My table has header. I go back onto the Power Query editor window. In the editor window, this time I'm going to use the add column and the if function. So in this window, I will go on to the add column because now I have the names of the employees or the representatives who have done the sales and the amount is given here. So then I'm going to say anybody who's done, let's say, a sale of 15 lakh or above, or let's take 20 lakh or above, we can give them a commission of 15%. So I'm going to say custom column again. And in this one, I'm going to pick up the if function. Custom name I'm going to give as commission. Okay, so I will say commission on sale. Here I'll say if. So as soon as I start with an if function, you will see that it opens up or it says token lateral expected. That means it is now starting to tell you what you need to do in the if function. What I need to do is I need to check for the sales because I'm looking on sales. So I will just say if sales is greater than, let's say 15 lakh. So I'll put a particular amount. Then if the sales is greater than 15 lakh, then what? Then I need to take sales and do multiply by 15% because I need in the commission column as the 15%. I can either say this or I can say divided by 100, whatever suits. Once I have done this, now I cannot put a comma just like we do in Excel. Here I'll have to say the word else. Once I put else, then I can say what do I want? I want a zero to be mentioned if the sale is not 15 lakh or above, or sorry, it is not more than 15 lakh. So I'm just going to say this and I click on OK. As soon as I do that, you can see that wherever the sale is more than 15 lakh, it has picked up and given you the commission here. Now, mostly everywhere there is more than 15 lakh. Let's take another amount and make it a little bigger. Okay, so let's do this. If I want to make changes, I can always click on this add column setting key that you can see on the right. And let's say I am going to increase one more zero here and see what happens. So you can see that if I increase it, it shows me if the value is higher. Now I can see wherever they have not fulfilled the sales amount, it is giving me the zero as in commission. The rest are getting the 15% as the commission of the sales. This was very, very simple to create your own formulas inside the pivot table or inside the Power Query. You can also do nested if function after the else that you have here. You can start with an if function again. And in this, you can say if the sales is maybe greater than 10 billion. So that kind of a thing can also be done if you are looking for creating your own formula. So I'll say, sorry, then sales into 10%, else now I can say 0. So anything that works, depending on what is my requirement, I will need to actually put that on the database here or on the function here. However, when I'm doing this, completing this, you can see that there is an error that shows up. What is the error? If you want to see, you can just click on show error and it says token else expected. While we have done the else, I can see that it is showing 10%, which is not accepted by Power Query. So I'll have to divide by 100, and now you will see that no syntax error has been detected. Now, once I have said else 0, or I can just say else nothing, whatever suits, and accordingly I can give the data. Now you will see that the nested if has also brought down some detailed information onto your database. So this is how you can create your formulas using the Power Query add column method, where you have already seen how you can create concatenate function, you have if function. You can also do merge queries that also do VLOOKUP using the merge query option. So there are some few of such basic functions which you actually use in your Excel can easily be done in the Power Query. Hope you enjoyed this video. Keep watching for more of such tutorials. Thank you.